Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk a little bit today about choosing when uncertain because I'm quite literally in the middle of it. And I find it really helpful when people share their process and exactly what they're going through. What do we mainly see on social media but people giving tips, tricks, and like the expert advice and kind of always looking like they have it all together? And yet, that's just not true. That's not accurate. And that's not the full picture of what's going on. And so, hearing exactly what other people's process is has been so helpful for me. So, I thought I'd share a little bit about just exactly where I'm at. So lately, there's been this energy of it being really muddy or unclear, kind of unclear the direction of where the business is going and what is the next step. And after my first year, I kind of got a lot of clarity on what works and what doesn't work for me personally. And what I realized with a lot of different trial and error and throwing spaghetti at the wall as one does, that I can, as a generator in human design, work and work and work and work and work and just go nonstop. And then what happens for me is burnout, right? And I was realizing as I was kind of looking back to what my strategy is, which is to respond to something. I'm in a place of really wanting to respond. Like I'm craving for someone to tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I get that that's kind of a big change when you leave a 9 to 5, you leave having a boss into entrepreneurship where no one's there to tell you what to do. You are the one telling you what to do. And we can just get so overwhelmed with all the possibilities, choices that you could choose in creating the next thing in your business. So, by some examples of just clients and potential clients reaching out saying, "Hey, do you offer this? Hey, do you have that?" That provided me some clarity and some information for me to respond. Okay, that's the next thing that people are wanting. Oh, and somebody also wants that, right? It kind of gave me the information. So I've spent some time asking questions, kind of inventorying people. What do you need? What do you require? And then sitting with it. I had to get to this place of letting go because I noticed at the near the end of last year, I was in a lot of, it was a lot of excitement and it was a lot for my nervous system to handle because I felt like I was a bit in the fight and flight response more often than I'd like. And the more the excitement kind of waned away and it stayed in more of a stress response, I knew this is not sustainable. So I literally just set the intention to relax. Relax about whatever income comes in, relax about what I've decided I should create, and just chill out. Because I can choose through the uncertainty, no problem. And then what else is possible? Because if it becomes to be a lot of force, then I'm completely out of flow and out of touch with the energy. And kind of the point that I really want to drive home here is that what's the point of doing entrepreneurship except to be able to follow the energy, to be flexible, to have the freedom to create the schedule you desire, which means if you decided to get all this work done on this Friday or whatever, and you're not feeling it or you're not feeling super creative or whatever, could you relax? Could you choose to let it go, to let it marinate? Because I was a bit in the place of really wanting to figure it out sooner, right? It's like the year has started, get clear on quarter 1, and then quarter 2, what are you creating, and all this stuff. And I was like, no, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to chill and be patient and listen to the energy. Because the energy for me was calling to rest, to slow down, to get present, especially if you're like me and you consume a ton of information in the sense of learning, educational, that at some point you start to lose touch with yourself. And what do you know? And so I had to get okay and in allowance with maybe things not showing up as quickly as I desired. Just, okay, what's today? What's required of me today? Today requires me to go for a walk and take a nap and just like nurture my energy. Nurture my energy as it is marinating, as seeds are growing, seeds that I planted months ago that need some more time before I can pick the fruit, before everything comes to fruition. And then, boom, I can jump on the energy. Like today. Today is kind of like the first day after this period of where popped. I went for a walk and the downloads came in. All the different information, things I could choose, possibilities. Okay, cool. What does it take to ride that energy? Jump on that train to create some flow. Now, in this process, of course, you're going to feel unclear and in some resistance about choosing the next thing. So for me, it's like I have this program coming up, Energy Flows for CEOs, and I was wanting to start sooner, but something, again, the energy was muddy, it was unclear, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to chill for a little bit until it popped like, okay, today's the time. Now's the time to get going, time to put things in action. And it wasn't like I decided now's the time, right? Today, the information came through. The energy was present for it. So now I follow that, right? Because I've learned that that's what creates the greatest. I've learned that I have to get out of conclusion of when I've decided is the right time to do something, right? Because when I'm in question, okay, what else is possible here? What's going to create the greatest today? Then that will create so much ease in your business. And so I pinged it. When do you want to start? 3 weeks, it said. Okay. Wow. I get a lot of information. I mean, I have the structure and I have this other chunk built, but a lot of it else needs to be built. And yes, I can build it along the way, start it and build it along the way. And what else is possible? Let me look at the calendar. Yeah, okay, I sense that's doable. Is that faster than I expected? Yes. And the energy is popping for that. Not 2 weeks, not 4 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay, cool. Let's start on 5/5. What will that create? Okay, now what's next? Right? So it's very pragmatic, even though it's this kind of abstract thing of pinging the energy, following the energy. It popped today. Okay, 3 weeks. Okay, what next? What next? What next? Right? Just very step by step by step. And what next was talk about me. Okay, before you even create the content for like the main course of it, talk about me. Okay, cool. So here I am talking about it. Basically, this program I am so excited about. It's a 4-month program and it is all about getting present and being able to speak to the energy of your business, right? Your business has a consciousness. And if we don't include it, then we are excluding some very vital information, right? Then you do business from a lot of force, from a lot of frustration, right? Because you're just trying to force things into existence. You're pulling up the seeds before they've even grown. And so this is really like relearning your first language of energy. So it's very different than any other business program, right? Other business programs teach you the strategy and systems. And while I do appreciate that and have implemented some in my own, I still filter it all through my knowing, my awareness, what works for me and my business, which means I have to be able to communicate energetically, psychically, telepathically to the business. So how does one do that? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. Literally, deep dive for 4 months. We're going to talk about that. So if you're feeling pinged, I'm going to be definitely talking about it more. I'll leave a link below to learn more about it. But feel free to ask me any questions, DM me on social, and I'd love to answer them for you. And if it calls you, I hope to see you there.